Okay, so these are going to be some of my favorite non-tactical pocket knives, I think is what we'll call this. Just knives that aren't threatening to people that don't carry pocket knives. They just look like old-fashioned and not scary generally. Maybe it's something that like their dad or grandpa would have carried, you know. So starting on the left here, we have the Opinel, which is made in France. This one's an Opinel 10. I'm not going to recommend an Opinel 10. An Opinel 10 is pretty big. I would say stick with an Opinel 8 or smaller. I have an Opinel 8, but it's all like checkered, I'll call it, from a soldering iron and everything. And this is an Opinel in its traditional form. The Opinels are a really useful knife. They're very inexpensive. They're very well made. You can get them in either carbon steel like this one or stainless. They do come in some other wood options. This is just the beech wood or whatever the basic wood is. And you can get these for like, $14, $15. This one was like $20 because it's the Opinel 10 and I bought it at Cabela's. But yeah, just a good knife. And it will lead your friends to make a lot of jokes about how the French surrender all the time. They'll make jokes about how you're carrying the knife of a country that its flag should be the white flag, or some stupid joke, completely ignoring the history of France's military, but Americans and their stupid jokes about France. They don't seem to realize that if it weren't for the French, we might not have gained our independence, or might not have gained it in the 1770s. Anyway, so, because we got a lot of help during the American Revolution from the French. I know that might be hard for you to believe. Anyway, moving on from that, this is a Kershaw Pub. It's a nice little knife. I really think it's useful. It's got a really small little blade. You're not going to scare anybody with this. And it's even like a sheep's foot, so nobody's going to be scared that you're going to stab them with it. It's really useful for opening boxes and cutting up small items. It doesn't really lock. It's kind of a slip joint. And it's got a little hook that you can put around your belt loop or on your keys. And then it will stay on there when you do that. It also has a bottle opener feature and a flathead screwdriver. This one has a carbon fiber scale. You can also get them in black aluminum or blue aluminum. If you're truly trying to be as not scary as possible, you might want to go with the blue aluminum because, bright colors are nice. Moving on, Case Barlow, but pretty much any traditional knife with like bone or wood handles and like the bolsters and the small blades and everything. Pretty much any of these traditional like slip joints that look like this are, not scary and really useful. The Swiss Army knife. This is a Victorinox Tinker with the bright red handles and the main blade. It also has a secondary blade. Both blades are well under 3 inches. It has some other tools like a bottle opener and a can opener. Also has a toothpick and tweezers. Pretty much, if you pull out a Swiss Army knife, people are going to see those red scales and they're going to immediately recognize it as a Swiss Army knife. And Swiss Army knife is something that like Boy Scouts carry and stuff, so it's not really going to be a scary knife, even in front of people that are terrified of the most friendly looking pocket knives. And then finally, I can't make this list without including a Case Sodbuster. It is kind of big, but I don't think it's really all that scary looking, especially since it doesn't lock or anything. It's not super tactical looking. But yeah, I just have to include it because why not? It's my list after all. But that's going to be a list of some of my favorite non-tactical pocket knives.